Welcome everyone to HueFin, also known as HueFin News. Today is May the 1st, 2021. We're going to talk about our portfolio. We're going to do a review on all the stocks we have in our portfolio to see whether or not if we need to keep them in our basket or do we need to simply cut the losses and move on to the next play. And then I'm going to show you all one particular stock that we're going to add to our portfolio because we are also seeing the anticipation of higher price movement for that particular stock. So now before I go into all of that, if y'all appreciate how we're giving y'all a heads up as to how to read the market, how to pick these stocks out so that you can gain in your own portfolio, make sure you hit the like button, share the video, and also subscribe here to the channel. We want to make sure that you all stay updated on our anticipated price movement going into the future. All right, so make sure you come back again and again because the market continues to change and you need to be very fluid into your thinking and to your understanding. And once it breaks that, you need to cut it and move on to the next play. All right, so let's do this real quick. So you guys can tell these in the gain since added column, 3 columns from the left, these are the losses that we are getting right now into the market in our portfolio, right? Every last one of them is down. We're down. The highest one we're down is in Mara, the Marathon Patent Group. We're definitely going to take a look at this particular stock to see if it still has the ability to give us strength in the long term. If not, we need to go ahead and cut it and move on to the next one, right? The next one is this Power Shares ETF, 14%. After that is Neon Node. After that, it is up here at Boeing, and then USDP, and so forth and so on. All right, so the first one we're going to look at is going to be Antero Midstream. You guys can see that currently the analyst consensus is a moderate sell. Okay, so we could click on this and actually see that there are 2 analysts who has a hold and 2 analysts who's calling it a sell. All right, so let's look at the market real quick because this is what we've been gauging into the market in Antero Midstream. We've been following this for the last 5 weeks, and currently we are still seeing that market weakness coming in Antero Midstream. Like, it is what it is. The market last week couldn't complete its ability to go higher in price, so yeah, this market is giving us some weakness. Now, the analyst is expecting it to go towards $8.50. Right, we're at $8.64. It will still bring us within our trend, though. The market hasn't broken our ascending line to the downside yet. So what do you think we need to do? We're going to continue to keep this in our portfolio. There's no need for us to come in and actually cut the losses. You know, the market is still reflecting that it has the ability to go higher in price, so long as it trades above our ascending line and we hold support around $8. Now, if both of those things occur, then yeah, we need to cut the losses because Antero Midstream is going to come all the way back down here towards $7.50, even towards $7. Okay, let's look at the market on the monthly time frame first. So even here on the monthly time frame, not a lot is really going on. You know, the whole month the market didn't trade too much of a spread, so we're not going to address Antero Midstream. We're going to continue to keep it in our portfolio. Okay, so let's go on to the next one, which is Boeing. So let's look at the market right now in Boeing. Here it is. This is the market in Boeing. You guys can see ever since we added this to our portfolio, we continue to see the market dip lower and lower in price. And you can see this is the 3rd time that the market in Boeing is coming and holding the trend. And looking at this on the weekly time frame, it looks as if the market's going to break it. But we're still close enough to our ascending line that we can continue to keep Boeing in our portfolio. Now, we would have expected or would have loved to have the market in Boeing continue to give us strength, and it is definitely not giving us that. Okay, so let's look at this on the monthly time frame to see whether or not Boeing is definitely giving us weakness. And it is. You know, it is what it is. The market in Boeing is giving us a lot of weakness. It is testing our trend right now, and it is in the prospect of being broken to the downside. So this upcoming trading week, if we break this ascending line, we will take this out the market in Boeing. I don't know, because I could see it right here around 220, grabbing support there, and the market try to continue to go higher in price. So we have to definitely pay attention to Boeing as well as in this upcoming work week as well. I don't like what I'm seeing though. You know, I'm not going to be, psyched out into thinking that the market is still strong because it's not, right? So right now I'm just simply looking at the basis of cutting the losses in Boeing in this upcoming week, because I don't like what's been going on into the market for that particular stock. You guys can see that even the analysts who cover this, we have 8 buy ratings and 4 analysts that's trying to look for the market in Boeing to hold, and the current sentiment in the news is bearish. Okay, now let's look at the market in Currencies. So we're going to continue to watch Boeing. We're not going to get rid of it just yet, even though we are acknowledging that the market is weak. Okay, so let's look at Currencies. This is Currencies on the weekly time frame. You guys can see nothing's been going on in the market in Currencies. I mean, we've just been simply seeing this market trade sideways. We got earnings coming up May the 6th for this particular stock, so expect the market to give us some increased volatility. Currently, since the market has not really been giving us a lot, and the market currently is in an upward move, we will be expecting the market in Currencies to come within our trading area, at least in the profitable area of about $13 to around $14. So given that, we may actually have to take off the profit in the market in Currencies on that particular movement. Okay, monthly time frame, we're not seeing a lot going on into the market here in Currencies neither. So definitely earnings is going to have a major impact on whether or not we're going to see that market go higher in price. Okay, we're not going to change it, we're not going to alter it, it just needs to be on the lookout. Okay, next one is going to be Datadog. So let's go ahead and look at Datadog. Okay, now real quick, the analysts who cover Currencies has, the 3 analysts who cover it has a strong buy rating right now. That's the consensus of the market who covers Currencies, 3 buy ratings. Okay, they're looking for the market to go up to around $17.67, which equates to around 63.31% price movement higher. Datadog, you guys can see that 6 analysts have a buy rating, 7 have a hold. They're looking for the market to go up to $115.27. Right now we're getting weakness. Okay, the last couple of weeks we did see the market in Datadog come within our profit area, but we just didn't take it out the market. Right, how we ended the week still shows me that there is some weakness still involved in this environment in Datadog. How did we end out on the month? Again, a lot of weakness came through here. So the market in Datadog is still giving us weakness. It doesn't reflect that we are maintaining the strength into the market in Datadog. But we're going to hold out in this market in Datadog so long as price continues to trade above our support area of about $76. Okay, so the portfolio is going to be maintained in that sense as well, even though we are acknowledging the market weak in Datadog. Okay, so even in all the stocks that we've seen so far, yes, they are giving us a lot of weakness, but it hasn't broken that ultimate criteria to say we need to cut the losses and move on. Now let's look at Marathon, because this one we may actually have to get rid of. Okay, so this is Marathon Digital Holdings. You guys can see right here. And when we did this particular stock, when we added it to our portfolio, we were expecting it to move high around $49 to $50. And we even ended the month of April with decent amount of volume towards the low of the bar. So this play definitely did not go the way we expected it to go. Switching it back over to the weekly time frame, you guys can see that we are still trying to trek back upside our ascending line. But now you can notice that it is acting as restriction. So this market in Marathon currently is not giving us the ability, or is reflecting to us that it's giving us a lot of strength. Okay, you guys can see right here on the 3 weeks time frame that this market actually is trying to maintain some strength. Okay, so yeah, the trend here in Marathon is broken. So we're not expecting an all-out bullish movement in Marathon. So what we need to do is recognize for what it is and simply get rid of it and move on to the next play. So yeah, this one didn't turn out the way that we expected Marathon to turn out. So what we're going to do, we are going to take this one out the market. Okay, so we're going to remove that one there. The outlook doesn't look pristine to continue to see higher price movement. Okay, so we got rid of that one. Let's look at Neon real quick. This is Neon. Again, the market is testing this ascending line. So this upcoming trading week, we would definitely need to see the market in Neon hold that trend. If anything, we cannot see this market break our support area around 695, because if it does, then we definitely need to get rid of this in the market. Okay, so right now we're going to continue to hold it into the market, but just like I told you earlier, for all the other stocks that's in this portfolio, we're still seeing weakness. All right, so we're not going to be fooled. We're definitely on guard that the market generally is giving us a lot of weakness for the stocks that are in our portfolio, but we're going to keep it there just a little while longer and watch it. Okay, so let's see what everyone else is saying. We don't have any analysts covering this particular stock, and the news is neutral. All right, so let's look at Southwestern Energy. You guys can see that the market, even though we were getting weakness over the last couple of weeks, we still came and held our trend. So the market actually is still in play, right? This one actually is showing some revitalization in terms of it wanting to continue to go higher price. So nothing to talk about there. Okay, so we're going to continue to watch the market in Southwestern Energy. The market continues to hold the trend, and it is still in play. Next one, USDP. USDP Partners. You guys can see right here that we were expecting the market to give us some strength. It has broken the trend. So what we're getting so far is simply sideways trading. So rather than the market in USDP trading sideways, we're just going to simply see it hold support here. Okay, so now since the market actually is not in a definitive upward trend, we're simply seeing the market take a break, but the strength is still there. All right, so long as price continues to hold, at least above $5 or so. Okay, so we're going to continue to keep watch on the market in USDP. I don't see a lot of strength. I don't see a lot of weakness, but we're not in an upward trend though. Okay, so let's be on the lookout for that. I still like it though. Now let's look at this last one that's in our portfolio, PSCE. All right, so now we're looking at PSCE. You guys can see we broke the trend. So again, just like in Southwestern Energy, PSCE is not in an upward trend. So what we need to do is simply translate that line. So the bullishness that was in the market in PSCE is now one of trading sideways. Okay. So let me bring this up just a tad. So now this is what we're going to expect into the market in the US. Why I continue to say that? In PSCE, okay, right here. So yeah, we're not in an upward trend, but the market is finding a basis, a support around $5.45. So I'm not really too concerned with the weakness thus far, but we definitely need to see some resumption of higher prices relatively soon though. Okay, just taking it a while. So now the one stock that we are going to add to the portfolio is going to be Deutsche Bank. Okay, so let's look at the market in Deutsche Bank real quick. You guys see that we did cover that market all the way back in 2019. It's definitely over. You guys can see as I zoom out on the weekly time frame that Deutsche Bank is definitely in an uptrend. Clue number one. Next, on the monthly time frame, this market definitely is harnessing some strength. Over the last 4 months, you guys can see that Deutsche Bank moved lower. The next month we moved higher, moved lower, moved higher. So definitely there's an emphasis of trying to continue to pursue higher price movement in Deutsche Bank. Now, we're not going to be overly bullish. We're not going to say that the market's going to 100x or 500x the funds, right? But we can play the strength though. Okay, and we can actually see it. This is the first area of restriction right there, around $15. That's about 8% movement in Deutsche Bank. This area right here is support, $10. Okay, the closer term area of support is right there around $12.50. Okay, now looking at this on the monthly time frame, the next area of restriction is going to be around 16. Okay, so we're going to hold that market in Deutsche Bank around $16 ultimately. The market currently is in an uptrend, and we're going to follow that too. Okay, I'm going to bring this area of support up just a tad to around $11. So that is it. Okay. And $16 as the first area of restriction into the market in Deutsche Bank. Now, if we continue to give this in a long-term view, let's see if we can get something different on like the 2-month time frame, because that could give us a lot of information as well too. And that is definitely reflecting that the market in Deutsche Bank has the ability to at least come up to around 16. Okay, so we're going to play that. We're going to add this into the market in Deutsche Bank. I wouldn't even be surprised for us to get hung up around $17 neither, which is around 21%, almost 21.25% profitability in that sense. So yeah, we're going to play the strength in the market for Deutsche Bank. We're going to add it to our portfolio. Okay. And we're going to watch the market. We're going to TP the market though, around $16, maybe a little bit less than that. So give us about 12% profitability in that particular sense. So let's add it, DB, and then we're going to look at what the analysts are talking about. Okay. Let's do our 5 shares. Okay. So now transaction has been recorded. Now looking at this particular business, the market analyst who covers the stock has it as a moderate sell, right? 1 buy, 9 holds, and 5 sells. So the overall hedge fund signal is negative. The news sentiment is bullish though. This is what we're playing the market on, is that the current market is definitely reflecting towards strength. So we're going to play it right alongside with it, because this is what the price chart for Deutsche Bank is giving us. So we're going to add it. All right. So we're going to be on the lookout for Deutsche Bank now. We're adding it to our portfolio. We're going to be on the lookout, watch the market for sure, to see if we're going to be able to hit that $16 area. And that's it. We're in position. We updated you all on our portfolio. Every one of them needs to be watched, based off of it breaking a trend, holding support, or if we're going to get any revigoration of market demand for these stocks. If not, we're going to cut them and move on to the next play. Okay. So now, what do you all think? What stocks are you all into that you are expecting to go higher in price? Let us know. Make sure you maintain the profitability, and as always, trade different.